Grrr! I am Sabretooth.
Okay, shit. Well, my name is Storm. That's right. Really derailed this one, didn't you? Didn't expect that, did you?
No.
Yep. Tornado. Ice tornado.
Again.
Not doing a Wolverine
Yes,
thing.
and.
I will not.
Yes, and.
I will
for
storm.
fuck's
I will
sake.
storm or no. I will storm out. My name is Oscar.
Yes, and my name is Carl.
And this
see
is
how
who
I did
would
that?
watch this.
And see how I did that?
I refuse to see. I'm like Cyclops. I'm blind when I put the glasses on. Big fan of this franchise.
Well, you named two. You're well ahead. You're doing well.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast. We watch a film, shout the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about X-Men Origins Wolverine, which currently has a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 2.4 on Letterboxd, and a 6.5 on IMDb. Oscar, what's the plot?
The early years of James Logan. Logan's not his first name. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. I guess you wouldn't call it.
Oh, there's a part where he's like, Jimmy! I was like, what the fuck is this?
That was odd.
What
yeah,
is this?
I wrote down a note. It's like, his name's Logan, okay? Features his rival, who was his brother, Victor Creed, his service in the Special Forces team Weapon X, and his experimenting into the metal-lined mutant Wolverine. So, yep, that's just a dot points of just, I guess, what this film's trying to cover.
There you go.
There you go. Not even a plot, just sort of, that's what's happening.
They've definitely got an idea of where they want to end.
Yeah.
And they've sporadically thrown ideas and splatter points to get their way there.
Carl, before we splatter on into this film,
Ah.
bit of fun, huh? Bit of fun. Should we go back to last week before we'd seen the film?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'd love to.
Oscar, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep. It's a great title. It flows. That's what I like about it.
I love these subtitles where they were cocky. They had a franchise. Like, you knew they were going to be like X-Men Origins, Cyclops, X-Men Origins,
We're doing all of them.
Magneto.
Toad is... We're going to do a gritty one about Toad.
All in on Toad.
Oh, Toad's a good character.
Yeah.
He spits acid and is on the walls.
It was crazy. No wonder they were like, let's just do First Class. You know for a fact they had like an X-Men Origins Magneto or a Xavier ready to go, and they were like, who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Chuck them all in a film together.
Avengers was like, do them. We'll take their money. Which one came first? Was it...
First Class was pre-Avengers.
Whoa.
By a
hectic.
year.
Yeah,
I think First
damn.
Class is 2011. Avengers is
Gotcha,
2012.
gotcha.
But they knew what Marvel was building towards.
Yes. They'd seen those end credits. They were freaking out. They're like, Hulk and Iron Man together? It's never been done. It's never been done.
Well, I mean, because the X-Men franchise is Kevin Feige's favorite, this is how he grew up.
Oh, gotcha.
Not grew up. This is him, I think, assistant producer. He did
Gotcha.
all...
This is him coming
This is
up.
his career beginning,
Yes.
is the first X-Men movie. And then I think as the story goes, he even met a young Hugh Jackman and was told to look after him for a night, him auditioning.
Whoa.
So they've known each other for a very long time.
Damn.
apparently.
I was looking at Hugh Jackman's career, and like, he's had a good career, but it has been the backbone of Wolverine. And just like 3 or 4 like very big films scattered in between, kind of not much else. I guess a lot of plays and a lot of sort of musical stuff.
Yeah.
But he's kind of got Wolverine, Prestige, The Greatest Showman, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, when he can track down an auteur that wants to work with him.
Yeah.
It's like
It seems
Darren
like
Aronofsky's The Fountain.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine. Yeah, no. So yeah, X-Men Origins. I've seen the first one and the one with Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. I think those two, and Logan. That's all I've seen. So this is huge. I wanted to start my X-Men journey. Watched the first one. Well, I'm done.
Yeah, the first one's aged.
It's like Spider-Man, or it's just like, what if there was a superhero movie and the first 50 minutes is something's awry with this human, and it's like, okay, guys, well, I've got places to be.
I think what works with the first Spider-Man though is Sam Raimi just being like campy and violent.
Totally.
Whereas
I meant more those like 90s superhero
no,
movies.
I get what you mean. There is a sameness to a lot of those movies, and I think the thing that bogs down the first X-Men movie is like, I think Bryan Singer's a pretty average director. I think he's obviously not a good person, and then has made some hits, but I don't think Bohemian Rhapsody is not a well-directed film.
No, and I won't but he was fired midway through, I think. It's not good.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
The
I think
bones
it was
ain't
the
good.
pieces of somebody else had to bring together.
Oh
Bohemian
yeah, no,
Rhapsody.
it's a mess. But
Yeah.
no.
But I don't think he has like he's not a director with vision. And I think one day we're going to do Jack the Giant Slayer, which he directed.
Oh damn! I always think it's a Spielberg one, but I think it's just BFG, and that came out the exact same day.
Giants were popping.
Oh, of course, 2016, 15.
I think 2016. I think you're on the money.
Wow, huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because they were big on Game of Thrones, and they were like, Giants, they're back.
There was such a craze for Game of Thrones, wasn't there?
There was.
You can re-see. I think it was zombies, and then like I don't know, dragons.
Yeah.
And now we're in this horrible, horrible abyss.
And then just like trying to get Kit Harington to work.
Yeah, with Pompeii and a volcano.
Yeah, they were like, we love Pompeii, right? Yeah, so I can understand why I think the first X-Men has not maintained. But then again, also X2's good.
Yeah, why are we doing this one? I'm not really familiar with where X-Men... This is the worst one, I know that. Why? Have you seen it?
I love X-Men.
Yeah.
I've seen them all apart from New Mutants, and then obviously Deadpool and Wolverine is big. And I was like, let's do an X-Men film.
Yep, nice.
And this felt like the natural one to go to.
Lovely.
Because it's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen this, Oscar, you're in for a real
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty much going to go from, I think Wolverine just starts in the snow, and then I've seen him in Logan. Logan didn't really hit them. Logan's great, but it didn't hit much because I just hadn't. So it's keen to see the origins.
You hadn't lived a life with Hugh Jackman.
I hadn't. And it's a one I want to.
Yeah, I guess Hugh Jackman sort of got the career that agents really want them to have, which is you can do all your creative ventures to the side of being in a constant franchise.
Yes. Constantly getting a nice $20 million paycheck. Do that, please, Hugh. Please.
Oscar, who do you think this is going to be for?
Why is this one so bad? I guess let me go in blind. I guess origin of Wolverine is he not that much of an interesting character of his origins? Maybe that's it. Maybe it gets bogged down with just sort of like there isn't much here because he's short. He's got an ectocell with his claws, and he smokes cigars. So I guess that's all I know about him. I guess that wouldn't make for a good 2-hour movie. I guess people who really want to know how 40-year-old people kind of get their start in life. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, Jackman.
Yeah.
Carl, who would watch this?
I'm currently just rewatching all the X-Men movies, and I've just done X-Men 1, 2, and The Last Stand, so this is the next one.
Feels like you're cheating for this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like I've really been thrown like a live grenade and been like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. And then you're like, well, I've done my research and watched the films. I mean, that's kind of on me as well. That's an L on me. I guess you have the background. Carl, who would watch this one?
I think it's really funny because if you watch the third one, you can tell they're almost like gearing up to make this one.
Okay.
So they're like, don't do too much with Wolverine, even though he's the lead, because we've got a whole thing for him next year.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So I just think it's definitely for those.
Does it do Wolverine dirty? Is that it? Because I feel like Wolverine's a pretty beloved character. So if it does him dirty, is that why it's poorly rated?
Look, from memory, I have not seen this in a very long time. From memory, it's just not a very good film, and performances are like bland in it, and the action sequences are constant, and I don't think it visually looks good. And then I think he is served fine in terms of doing cool things and saying things, but from memory, the whole movie is just odd.
Yeah.
They've just made odd decisions. From memory, there's a lot of X-Men in it. Even though it's meant to be a Wolverine film, you're like, there's a lot of X-Men in this. Just a lot of mutants having a go, having a play.
Back around. Love it.
Yeah. I also will just go out on a limb and assume that it probably just doesn't line up timeline-wise with anything.
No, I remember the X-Men. They always throw around that like Michael Fassbender and Sir Patrick Stewart. There's like a 7-year gap where he gets decrepit quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, keen.
Yeah, those like First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix all make like a weird decision of being like, what if there's a 10-year time jump every film so we can travel through the decades?
Which is fun. It's like,
and you're like, that's
70s.
great, but it's been 40 years and they look the same, so that's worrying.
Carl, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think I'm saying that right. Am I?
Yes, you are. Great pronunciation. You must be so excited because as somebody without context, you get given everything from ground zero.
This is how you should watch all film franchises. Go in, I guess, time-wise order, not chronological order. Watch the Star Wars as like a freak and watch the first 3 and then the last 4, and then I guess the next 3, and then Rogue One. There's a lot of Star Wars. I shouldn't use that example. Back in the day, it was a much better example. Carl, yuck. This is bland, and also just sort of what a waste of a film.
Do we think this is done during the writers' strike? It gives
2009.
It gives me writers' strike vibes.
It feels so writers' strike in the sense that they went, all right, we need scenes, and they make some scenes, and they go, and that's the movie, right?
This movie has so many scenes. This movie is never not in a scene.
In a scene with no reason, no connective tissue, just sort of go to this place. Is it visually interesting? No. Has it got anything to no. Honestly, and this is a real big compliment to Hugh Jackman, he is really the only saving grace, I think, of this film. He is very charismatic, and he's having fun as Wolverine. There is nothing else here.
No, he's good here, but he's been better.
Yeah,
is
totally.
the thing. And then on top of that, because
I just like his shtick a bit, you know?
He's got good shtick.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, he's an Aussie. He's one of us.
He's a bit charming, you know? Oh.
I was shocked at how sort of little Wolverine does.
Yeah.
Even in this movie, right?
I think it's a weird film in the sense that, like, it feels like, you know, like extra DLC of a video game? You're like, I didn't need that, but it was $4. I'll chuck it on. And you kind of play it for like, that was all right. I got my little fix. This feels like a DVD extra that should not have made. Why? Is this a big thing, his brother in the other films?
His brother's in the other movies, but they don't know that they're related, and it's played by somebody else with a whole other look.
Okay, awful. It's just, I just don't know what the point was. It felt like they didn't care, you know? And it felt like the film going, we need to come on. Can we just keep this going?
It sort of felt like they ran out of ideas as to what to do with Wolverine. And so they were like, we have to be reliant on a bunch of other characters that keep walking through scenes. And when they return in the scene, that's the scene they die in.
Should we get into the whole thing? Because essentially we're introduced to Wolverine and Liv Schreiber, who is Sabretooth.
Yeah.
They're brothers.
They're fun little brothers. In the opening scene, they're all young.
Yeah.
Troye Sivan makes an appearance.
It's huge.
2 Australian icons in the same film.
Yeah.
Troy and Hugh and Liv.
He's Australian.
He's an Aussie.
Liv Schreiber, very Australian.
I thought he was Australian. No,
Is
he was married to Naomi Watts.
Gotcha.
She's Australian.
I thought Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for Naomi. Oh, yeah, Hugh Jack. Yeah, I do know that one.
Yeah.
I feel like Jeremy Strong was in the middle there somewhere, thrown in the mix.
No.
No, I'm thinking of who was married to, not Hugh Jackman, the Joker.
Walking Phoenix.
No,
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Michelle Williams?
Yes.
And she is now married to
She was good. I don't know
Mumford and Sons?
I think so, but I think Jeremy Strong was there in the mix.
Jeremy Strong was there.
Just as like a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong was here as written on Michelle Williams.
He was supportive. He was very supportive. He also did tattoo her, which was cruel to do.
She was constantly like, he was.
Yeah, he was.
That's why it's written.
So they're going through the history. Their whole thing is they can't die, and they regenerate stuff, and they got some freaking claws.
Yeah.
They're going through the Civil War. They're going through Vietnam. Fun.
This is the most fun and active the movie is.
Yeah.
And it stops there.
It stops there, but also I didn't care because the credits were still on the screen, so I went, well, I don't have to take notes.
It's also, you can see that they've gone to the effort of like making these big sets, but you can also see they've gone to the effort of not making a big set outside of the frame.
Yeah.
Because they know it's just for credits.
It is a waste. It does feel like an absolute waste.
That's your movie.
Yeah.
That is the film, right?
Yeah.
Him living through like 5 wars.
It's always never, now this is like a big writing technique, never show a more interesting story.
I know,
never
never.
show, just like, they're in Vietnam and the Civil War?
Yeah.
What went on there? It's like, what about him getting the band back together. Isn't that a way more interesting story?
But you've only just met the band, they weren't together.
And the band's gone. The band's gone for most of the movie.
We get one scene of the band together, and we go, I don't like this band.
Not a big fan of this band. They're like, well, we're gonna get it back together. If you like it or not, you're like,
we hope you like the band. It's a lot about the band. It's just the X-Men Origins, the band.
but they're not. I don't think famously this is a big band. This is not like a famous Wolverine and pals. Like, it's not a thing. It's just some like random thugs.
Yeah, they've got so many. They've got. We'll just run through them later. But they've essentially gone to the bottom of the barrel and gone, what if these 5 people joined
You got
Wolverine?
Frisbee Man. You got Speakerhead.
You've got guy that's good at shooting.
Yeah.
Is that a mutant power or simply someone with good aim?
They've got little sort of, they've got good fingers for triggers. Like, it's sort of like a bit of a fat finger, so you don't have to just press as hard. That's kind of their freaky mutant
You've got
ability.
Fat Finger Man.
Fat Finger Man. He's actually a separate one. He doesn't shoot.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He just points.
Just points. Quite aggressively.
He does.
But
he's like, where do we need to go? And he goes, Ugh.
Yeah. Believe it or not, he's the leader. Wolverine's kind of like a third.
I can understand why Wolverine naturally took a step back. He was like, look at my claws, and that guy was like, yeah, but look at this one fat finger I have. And Wolverine went, I'm sorry.
Whoa, I'll come
back
when I get metal. Jesus, I'm embarrassed. This is embarrassing.
The villain was like, we're going to put a lot of is it what is it?
It's not. It's antimatium. No, antimantium. No, it's not unatanium.
No,
it's the Avatar one.
It's not the one from
vibranium.
No,
it's one of those, isn't it? Is it the shield that Captain America's thing is made out of?
No.
Oh, it's not that.
It is, but they have to change it because they don't. Adamantium is what is in this movie.
Yeah,
and they use something else in the other Marvel movies because they don't own that.
But word. They all sound.
But they all. It's that. But they've gone Dantimantium.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I'll jump back into my gag. The villain's like, get that guy with a fat finger, the Adamantium.
It's always a good joke when you have to take a pause.
It's fine. I'm going to cut out the
That's why I assume comedic timing is taking a moment to Google synonyms and various information.
Let me fact check my gag, even though I could have just said it wrong and been like, fuck it.
Here's the thing, though. We're all about factuality here on this podcast. And if we're not, then we're about comedy. Either way, whichever one you get out of this podcast, that's the purpose.
We're either funny or we're simply saying something true. Funny but true.
I wish we could be funny or true.
Oh god, we're neither of them. We're simply unfunny and lie.
Can we just get into the team? Do you want to get into the team?
Yeah, we can run down the team.
It's Will.i.am in a hat.
He's most of the team. He does the most of any of the team. Will.i.am in a hat. Who decided to cast Will.i.am in a hat?
I don't know. Was he popping into it? I guess this was the height of Will.i.am. 2009?
For sure.
This was great. I'm surprised Fergie isn't in the film, or Apple or Taboo.
Fergie had Poseidon.
Oh, yeah. She was booked and busy.
I think the fact that we've got Will.i.am deserves a little bit of respect, and thus we should go down his intensive filmography.
Okay, shit. I'm down. How many films has Will.i.am been in? Feature films.
Will.i.am had an incredible time because remember he did both Rio 1 and Rio 2.
Yep.
Date Night.
Yeah. Is that the Steve Carell?
Yeah. X-Men Origins Wolverine. He was Moto in Madagascar Escape to Africa.
Whoa. Okay. Now now I'm back on Will.i.am. Now that's a good role.
That's huge. And honestly, he was in Be Cool as well, and that's about it. That isn't a music video. Pretty luscious career.
I gotta tell you, that's not too bad. I mean, we might talk down about the Rios, but I think Moto's a pretty iconic character. Good for Will.i.am.
It's good for Will.i.am.
This might be his weakest role.
I think it's wild.
The hat works.
One of the things that blew my mind when I was sort of having a look at the stuff to do with the Fox Marvel movies is when the X-Men: The Last Stand, the third X-Men was made. It was not only the most expensive movie ever produced when it came out, but it also had the 4th highest opening weekend of all time in America.
Goodness.
When it came out. So obviously, hype was there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me Fox didn't go, we need to nurture this franchise. It's wild to me the producers of big things were like, oh, well, we can let it fumble because it's just successful.
Yes.
I couldn't believe rewatching this that the studio that said all of our most successful movies are backed on the back of the Wolverine character. We can't let his movie be bad.
Yeah.
You would surely just go, we need to stop this. And one of the things that I thought was glaring was Hugh Jackman must have rocked up and been like, what incredible cast are we assembling for my movie? And they're like, well, we got Will.i.am and he's going to wear a hat.
Yeah.
And he's going to teleport like Nightcrawler just because he likes teleportation.
It's a bold. It is. Now you say that, like it is crazy. This like franchise has been almost resuscitated, and it's got good bones. Like every 7 years, they're like, "Oh, that give a great movie."
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Logan, Day of the Future Part, they keep revitalizing it.
Yeah, they do.
I think honestly, this Deadpool, I think, is also revitalized. it.
Yeah, I think they can do it. I
Yeah.
think you can totally revitalize. It's just wild to me that somebody doesn't sit there. It's like how they did the new Dune movies, and it feels like they sat there and they went, "We could have a big franchise if we do this right."
Yes.
Who do we cast? Who do we get to direct? Who do we get to write? How do we put together a good package
Yes.
to make this as good as it can be?
But also, they've kind of gone, let's just look straightforward, not go, we're planning out 10. Because they've gone, let's make the first,
Yep.
let's make the second, and then holy shit, it's done really very well. We'll now make a third,
Yeah.
rather than we've got 12 in the bank, let's go. Saying that though, Fast and Furious has gone down this method, and it's worked very well for them.
Like, it's just wild to me. They said, okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's a big character. Let's get Gavin Hood.
Gavin Hood's a good big.
Gavin Hood's on the rise.
Yeah,
Gavin Hood just did Rendition and Sozio.
It is weird. This so let's just go through. Will.i.am, him, Gavin Hood. we've got Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Shall we break down the Ryan Reynolds of it
Let's
all?
go into it. Yes, Ryan Reynolds. I think he's having a moment, but I also think he's having a tumultuous moment. The people are mixed on the man.
I think people that just enjoy film enjoy Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone's dad just likes Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
If you're super in tune to the internet, you're like, what's he doing with Blake Lively and all this stuff? And then I think most people just don't give a fuck. And they're like, I like Ryan Reynolds.
Pretty neutral.
If is quite big on iTunes.
Yeah. I feel like if you get down to the nitty gritty, people are like, I fucking despise that man. But he's just living his life. He's done very
fine.
well.
And what blew my mind here is that he only has one scene.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Because from my memory, everybody was like, Ryan Reynolds is great in this, and then they do him dirty at the end. He has one scene.
Yeah, right.
Why even bother to get Ryan Reynolds?
I don't know. Well, I guess he wasn't. I guess he was similar vibe to Will.i.am of like, what, he done The Proposal?
Yeah, I guess.
don't
Where do we
pretty-
think this lies in his career?
I will say this. I think he's constantly been like, I think he likes the Deadpool character, but he's always been trying to get into superheroes. I think he's known.
Well, he did Blade.
Did Blade? He did Green Hornet. I think he knows this is, Green Lantern. Very similar to Green. But he knows it's like a superhero. It's like, these are going to be big.
I guess his career was really, because it was Blade Trinity and then like Amityville Horror, which were like sort of underperformers, and then he did like Just Friends and Waiting, so he did those little rom-coms, Smoke and Aces, and then Definitely Maybe he's like a big lead now, and then Adventureland, where he's sort of like a pseudo lead, and then it's this, and then it's The Proposal.
Okay, gotcha.
So
That's fair then.
it's still weird though, because you'd be looking at who's cast around Hugh Jackman, and you'd be like, this guy? It
feels like this was just like the little indie to sort of just top it up. But then this costs so much money. I don't know why they haven't thrown some people behind it, really.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, good on them for getting... So let's get into the Deadpool character. It's not Deadpool. I don't know much about the comics or anything. But what the 2016 one is not this at all. He's like a little freak.
He comes in, at least he's doing something. I understand that Ryan Reynolds probably got a little bit of people being like, ooh, we like his vibe, just because of the fact he comes in with energy when everybody else is bored as hell.
Yeah.
Like, we've got the guy from Lord of the Rings, and he is tired.
Which one's from Lord of the Rings?
The one that does electricity.
Oh, yeah. No.
Mary or the other one.
Yeah, no. Oh, Merrin. Yeah.
Is it Merrin?
It might be
Pippin. He's either Pippin or Mary.
Yeah.
Either way, is he either of them? Yeah, he's one of them. He's on Lost as well.
Yes.
Either way, there's just a scene with him looking tired over a light bulb, and they're like, look, isn't the character tired? And I said, that actor's tired.
It is weird. So, sorry, we get introduced to the Suicide Squad. That's what I'm kind of calling them, right? They're just kind of
Well,
the
they all
rejects.
die anyway, so
Yeah.
I fucking guess so.
I guess so. And then where are we at? Sorry.
We've got Kevin Durant as well.
Yeah.
He plays a big buff man.
Yeah.
He, for some reason, off screen, got really good friends with will.i.am's character.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would have been friends. I'm not afraid to say. What do those two have in common?
They might discuss hats or big neon signs or having a lot of aquatic animals in
I'd
the
agree
office.
if it was hats.
Yeah.
Like, if they both wore a hat, I could see them bonding over hats, but only one of them's wearing a hat.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I feel like friendship really is based on your attire, mainly hat wear.
I'd love them to have friendship bracelets.
Yeah, we haven't got anything, and that's why I think we're friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for that one time we both wore hats.
Oh, and then remember we went, this is good.
This is great.
This is good. This works.
This is the foundation of everything.
Totally.
Both of us in a hat?
Yeah, it works.
It was great. And then we never did it again.
No, I was very insecure about the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw it get...
Who else is in our... We've also got Kevin Durant's the strong guy. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. will.i.am is a teleporter. We have Lord of the Rings man is electricity. And then we've also got William Stryker.
Yep.
Now
he's like he's like the Amanda Wallace.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller of, I guess, this weird team.
Yeah, I guess so. He's also the main villain in X2, performed by Brian Cox.
Okay, huge.
So his character is a big part of the second X-Men movie.
Yes.
And is played very well by Brian Cox.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Brian Cox didn't return? Okay, chills.
Granted, though, I think his character...
They're meant to be younger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they're not... Brian Cox has not gotten younger in
No.
look.
And yet he might have. He's goddamn glowing, isn't he?
He is.
So this is our sort of squad. We're like, okay, we're doing this kind of movie. That's fine.
Oh, and there's the Sniper Man. Gunman.
Gunman. There's Gunman. There's Gunman.
You can also tell this movie has 100% been influenced by, like, slow-mo technology. When did 300 come out?
Seconds before this.
Yeah,
So
it
it's like
feels so 300 inspired.
It felt like the most dated of these films, which is very odd. But I just think every scene, the way everything looks, the way everything's shot, it's just like, isn't this cool?
It's so 2000s.
And isn't that enough for the film? Is that enough for the film? It's not enough for the film.
They're not doing anything new.
No.
We're just doing cool things.
Yes. So that's our team, and you kind of go, okay, so we're going to follow these guys, and they're going to go kill Liv Schreiber.
Yeah.
No.
So, that Liev Schreiber's a part of the team.
Yes.
as Sabretooth. And then Hugh Jackman's there. They break into a compound.
Yeah.
They kill absolutely everybody, only for them to want to ask the man a question. He's like, hey, where'd you get this? And he's like, you can steal anything you want.
You could have sent me a text.
You could have sent me an email.
Yeah.
I've got a laptop right here.
Yeah.
And I've got an info contact page on my Blood Diamond website. Just send me a memo next. You killed 40 of my men.
Half of them on your team. Guys, what are we doing here? Let's not on.
This is an American embassy. What are you doing? So essentially, the mineral he's after is the adamantium.
Yes.
After he's talked to this mineral lord,
We all know him.
we all know a mineral lord.
It's a good mineral lord.
We go from the mineral lord to just out in the bush.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman's like, I don't like it.
No.
I don't like being here, and I don't like any of you, and you're all weird and violent,
Hmm.
and so I'm going to leave. I don't know why he's stuck around with Sabretooth this long. Sabretooth
I guess
has
they're brothers.
Sabretooth has went to abuse a woman in the opening scene. It's
Hmm.
weird that Logan was like, yeah, stand by your brother.
It's been, what has it been, 200 years? He should have known by now there's time to leave. But it is just sort of like, I'm going home. And it goes 6 years later.
I do like in that opening when they're at the firing squad.
Hmm.
What do you do? If they don't die by fire, do you really just lock them up, or do you go, we should just keep cutting them? I don't know. How do you kill these guys?
I think it's double jeopardy rules. You have to go, well, we shot them and they were death by fire squad, but they survived. So that means they're off.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
I agree. I think that should mean they're fine. And if they go through...
No, that's the law.
Yeah.
If you survive like your death penalty, you're fine.
Is that the law?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm saying like if you get fried, like electric chaired,
Yeah.
and you're not dead,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, well, let's just kill them. But
Yeah.
if you technically die, and I mean like really die, and then come back to life, technically you're off.
That's right.
Yeah.
You should be like, I'm a new person when
Yes.
I'm shot.
Exactly.
Didn't do any of those
Exactly.
things. Let me crawl out a screen.
It is. What do they know about mutants? I guess it does in the comics, but is this the firing squad being like, was this a shit gun? What just happened here?
Yeah, I know, right? But the thing is, you see them bleed, and then it just heals. Also, we haven't talked about it yet, but isn't the fact that he originally just had bones gross?
It is pretty gross.
It's really gross.
But it feels right, because you always think, like, how do they get that metal in his thing? It makes sense as bones.
It makes sense it's bone. It's just kind of gross.
I guess that's what claws are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess just nails. Pretty grim.
Here's a like a rigid.
Yeah,
like they are
a long finger.
Yeah, like a long finger, and they're just real. It's really gross. There is a part where they snap off, and it made me tense up and go.
It's quite
ick.
gross. Yeah,
I was like, oh, yuck.
For this part, so we're at the start of the first act, pretty much.
I guess so.
The film goes, nope, 6 years later, Logan's living it tough.
He's a logger. That's big for Logan. He's a Canadian logger, and he's fallen in love with a woman who gets little to do.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she's going to get fridged immediately.
You were saying before this that she gets fridged, and it seems like they're doing a reshoot so that she doesn't technically get fridged.
It feels like they went, there's not another woman in the movie, bring her back to life at the end with a twist. That's how it feels like that unfolds. One of the things that's wild to me is, do we think he's happy here logging?
I don't think he's ever going to be happy, but then I guess the film doesn't even give you that, like, I feel like Logan, the movie, is just like, hasn't he lived a tough life? And this film, he goes, he hasn't got that dog in him yet, though. That's how he'd really live. He's either an animal or he's a freaking loser.
You know what's nuts is he's lived for 200 years. As if we actually haven't got a movie that spans 200 years, and we see him love people that just die because he outlives them. There's a whole other film here.
But I feel like Logan touches on that.
Yeah.
Just like I've seen, and he's like, I'm broken and I'm ready to die. Whereas this film kind of goes, Here's a pretty boring year of my life. A very interesting life.
It might be the most boring year he's ever lived. Is this year that everyone around him dies?
It's just he kind of goes, it is what it is.
Why isn't he despondent to life in general? Like he should almost be like, I'm bigger because I just outlive you. What is the point of me falling in love?
Yes. I'm
There's
agreeing.
so many concepts you could do.
There's so many interesting conflicts, but then you gotta go, nah, he's just logging. He's just cutting his wood.
There's so little going on that the only questions I ask are, if you're a logger, you have to bring your own chainsaw and axe?
I mean, I guess it would be tax deductible, but it does seem quite expensive. But I guess builders do.
But don't you reckon this company would just have a chainsaw
That's the thing.
and axe
It is quite high intensely technology.
Why is it BYOC and BYOA?
Boa.
When it should, as a part of the union, he should be supplied an axe and a chainsaw.
He's getting paid pretty poorly as well. It's like 18 grand a year.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is brutal.
I mean, his house is big.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's just like, well, it's the 90s, so I can afford a house. And us like, well, I could earn 200 grand a year, and I barely can afford it flat.
That's what threw me. It's the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't think they depict the 70s at all.
They don't bother. They don't even bother.
Which is funny because I think they go back and they do the 70s again in Days of Future Past.
And they're like, everyone gets sideburns. Everyone gets sideburns and flared pants, and that's the whole thing. And you we're in the 70s. Yeah.
It's almost like Gavin Hood never knew what the 70s
Are you sure
was.
this is the 70s? There's a helicopter in this one.
I think it is.
It's like an attack helicopter, but it doesn't look very Vietnam-esque. It looks pretty like modern 2000s. I think you are right. It is the 70s.
1979. And it begins in 1845.
Can I say, when Liv Schreiber comes to his house and kills his wife... and breaks his hand.
Yeah, breaks his little bones.
Yeah. Can I say, I think the film could start here, and it would not matter.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to have actually seen them work together as a team.
No.
I think the issue is that they have Liev Schreiber go and meet everybody rather than Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
So you'd just be like, why are we meeting these people? So they probably felt the need to over-explain. It's just bad writing.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about this movie is, and I think some of the effects are not good. Specifically, his claws are really bad when they get to the end, when they actually metal.
Yeah.
And you wonder why they're bad, considering they successfully made them 3 movies already. I don't know why they look like floating cartoon
They do
sticks.
that weird. slide one. That looks a bit odd. Because most of the time it'd be practical.
Yeah.
It'd be way cheaper, right?
But apart from that, look, the movie's getting fine coverage of action sequences, and the actors are doing as much as they can.
Yeah.
That it really is just the writing that's letting it down left, right, and center.
Totally.
This plot doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's not an adventure.
No, I keep writing. The film could start here. The film could start here. Up until about an hour 10.
Yeah.
Like, we get this scene. So Wolverine's, he's at his lowest. The guy's like, I can give you some goddamn metal. How about you come to my house? Like, there's a little metal bathtub. I didn't realize this scene was from this film. It's very iconic. But I think it's just hot, right? That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. He worked out.
Yeah.
He looks good.
God, he keeps getting better and better. How insane has technology gotten for just like really...
Yeah, just getting ripped.
If you earn $50 million for a movie, we can make you God.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's like 60.
Yeah.
So...
he looks better in the new one, which is a modern miracle. God, money's
He
good.
must just be like, I'm not putting my body through this again. Like, let me keep a shirt on. It's crazy because he is as jacked as like, everybody has a friend that's jacked. And they are as jacked as Hugh Jackman is in just the first X-Men in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's wild that he's only ever gotten bigger.
Yes. It's just... Like, it is not... Like, we know a friend who is just, like, I think a top physical peak. And you kind of go... But there must be essentially 1,000 other levels of this. So, my God, how crazy.
Yeah. There's that thing where they go, but add steroids, then don't eat for 2 days, lose all that water weight.
Don't drink for... just stop drinking water.
Yeah.
Period.
Deprive yourself of everything, and then we're going to make you work out before the scene, and then we're going to put a bunch of makeup on you and light it really well.
Isn't it cruel that Tom Holland is... I think very well jacked and everything like that, but constantly in interviews like, I pretty much am... I almost die every single time I need to do a shirtless scene. What a cruel thing we do.
People look good shirtless without all the extra things.
Yeah.
Just let them be that. I loved when Robert Pattinson was like, I'm not going to get ripped for Batman. I'll just be a healthy amount of ripped.
I heard that. That was a lie, he told people.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he was just like, because everyone was like, you're going to get ripped? He's like, no. And they were like, you're fucking scum. You got to get ripped.
He's definitely ripped in it.
Yeah.
I just think that he wasn't like, I'm going to fucking...
Yeah.
Go the whole...
Totally.
Full
hog.
Full hog.
Yeah.
What did Christian Bale do? Where he's fucked in his as well.
Oh, the Batman.
And the Batman ones. Yeah. I don't think he got a Christian Bale level.
No.
I just think in the Batman movies, Robert Pattinson just looks bulky.
They've done well for his characters. Like, he's kind of a bit of a freak. So, like, he's good. He's working out, but
when does Batman have time to work out?
He's got that third day. That's the thing. Money can buy you a third day.
Yeah. You reckon rich people live on a 7-day cycle?
Oh, totally.
It's 8.
It's 8.
They bought an extra day.
They got that. They've got that.
I guess like our hunt begins.
So before he's got to be meddled, he overhears his memory's going to be wiped.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to delete him.
Yeah,
and
like, that's the catalyst for the rest of the film. I don't even know why they're going to blank his memories.
Would you be able to hear in the water?
No.
He's in glass and water. I can't hear shit from across the room.
Huh?
So.
No. But it's just... Like, it's just a week. I was like, is there more to this mystery? There isn't.
It's also... It just raises things, because the more we learn, it's like, I needed the peak person, and only he could do it. And I'm like... Sabretooth is immortal, and...
Yeah, he seems pretty good.
Yeah. There's one line at the end where he goes, you couldn't have handled it. Why? Why couldn't Sabretooth have handled it?
Because Hugh Jackman has more heart. And that can't be taught, Carl.
If they said that, maybe I would have cried. But they didn't. They didn't say that.
I would have wept, but alas, Sabretooth gets no tears. That's the rule.
That's right. God, the arc of Sabretooth is nuts in this movie.
Sabretooth is like nuts. So what? He kills his wife, pretend. He
then kills a bunch of X-Men.
Because I don't know why he's doing it.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the end, and then Wolverine has way better powers. By the second that Wolverine gets these powers, he's won. Yeah. He's never not vanquished.
Yeah.
He's great.
Sabretooth turns around to him and they're like, we're going to kill each other. And Sabretooth is like, nothing will defeat a brother's love. And walks away. And it's like, you were awful to him the entire movie. What are you on about?
It's such a pointless endeavor. I've really never seen such a big film that's pretty well loved just take a pit stop to be like, we're going to waste 2 hours and a lot of money just so you guys can learn how he got those metal claws, which I just assume he had. I assumed he just was born with the metal claws. I didn't need to know.
Yeah. It's crazy he as a mutant has a few steps.
Yeah.
To get to him like being the proper mutant.
Yeah.
That's sort of fun. Like I think that could work.
But is that 2 hours of a movie?
No.
Why even this part of his life?
You could have skipped this as I think also X2 does all of this. So they're just retreading familiar ground.
Yeah. Where's this stand for the whole franchise? What is this? What's the point of this?
Money.
Yeah.
I think the idea was after Last Stand, they were going to do like 4 of these.
Gotcha.
Like they were just going to do a bunch of different origin stories. I think they had Gambit and they had Storm, and they were just going to do just a bunch of origin stories.
Yeah.
And I think this not only died dead in a ditch.
What was the thought process of that? Like, what franchise had ever done big and then gone, let's do 4 little ones? After you've learned...
I think they flat out didn't know what to do after The Last Stand.
Yeah.
When they essentially butchered their own franchise by killing off most of the leads. And then they went, we can only go back. And it's like, then don't kill off your cast.
Yeah. Goodness. What a pointless
It's like if Infinity War happened and they did that just because they were like, they had no future plans to bring them back. And then they just said... I guess we'll just have to focus on 40 new characters, only to then be like, we'll just bring them back.
I think you've just explained Marvel for the last 3 years. They've gone, oh God, everyone's contract ended and they got out. I guess we're following Ant-Man and the Wasp. You like them? No? Oh, bring back Robert Downey Jr. Come on.
He'll be Doom.
Is he gonna be full CGI? Like, is he just the voice, or is he gonna be showing his face?
I don't know. I think people think he's actually just gonna be full CGI.
Yeah.
So
Good for him. Get that bag.
yeah, get that back.
Pop out, win an Oscar, and come back in.
Get that bag.
Get that bag.
After he gets his new claws,
Yes.
he goes for a little naked jog.
Yeah.
He goes for a little bit of nude sprinting.
I think this is fun. I like seeing a naked Hugh Jackman run through the forest. It's
Yeah.
fun. Finds 2 nice farm people. They get shot.
Do you reckon they're swingers?
It's definitely weird.
I think they're swingers.
I'm not weird. Just they're in the middle of the mountain. He's like, I bet my son's clothes could fit you. That's Jeremy's clothes. He knows who that is. He's had a weird sexual thing, and that's fine. But he's seen, Jeremy's seen him fuck his wife, and he has his clothes spare.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the 2 lovely couples.
And who's Jeremy?
He's their sort of the man they watch fuck his wife.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
You reckon they're in like a cuckold situation?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what I'm saying.
He dresses Hugh Jackman and he's like, and now lay with my wife
Yeah.
if you want to stay on my farm.
Exactly. That's pretty much that's how the film goes. And it's weird to cut that. And that's a Bryan Singer L.
The massive L for Gavin Woods.
Oh, Gavin Woods directed this one?
Yeah.
Oh, bother. I've got a lot of... Okay, well, damned.
Yeah, they get shot pretty... Everyone he meets just dies.
Yeah.
It gets super repetitive and boring.
Well, he keeps rocking up to scenes. And he's fine. Everyone else is not fine. And this happens about 3 more times.
It really is just action scene after action scene, and you'd think that would be okay. I think this was a real issue during the late 2000s when movies thought if they just had a lot of action, we'd be fine.
Yes.
Movies like The A-Team and The Losers and this movie.
But is that like
Max
but is that
Payne.
late 2000s of just rapid editing? I think the Born
Yeah.
Identity just come out, and it's
Yeah.
just like there's no real like it's big scale, and they do a big explosion, but you're cutting like 17 times. You don't really get to enjoy it.
Taken's like a bad one with that sort of rapid editing as well.
yes.
I feel like the Born Identities at least sort of have a visual style they're going for.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, they're like we're doing this manic editing, but we're
Yeah.
doing it with a structure. Whereas I think people took away from it was just rapid cuts, and that's enough, and that will fill the movie.
And it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, so we have Snipey Guy here. Wolverine takes him down. I think when they do practical stuff, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like when everything flips. But I think this explosion that he walks away from looks bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of these little ones.
He also looks too cool. I'm like, you're not that cool.
Doesn't it feel like such a moment, this like standing in front of the explosion? I just feel like that's such a cliche, and it got so done. I feel like this was like, this is cool. A couple
Yeah.
of producers like, this is sick, we should do this.
It's, at this point, how many people have you seen walk away from an explosion?
But I just, but it's almost like not even a cliche here. Like it feels like they're just doing it they're going through the motions. Like they know that this is overplayed.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
just
right.
like,
It feels like they're going through every cliche in the book.
yeah. It just feels so nothing, doesn't it?
Because from this point, they then just start being like Cyclops is here.
Yeah.
And what? Why?
Cyclops,
It's actually nonsense.
I
When they
think
cut to Cyclops, I went, why are we here?
We're just in a classroom, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, he's going to meet Cyclops. He doesn't meet Cyclops. It's established that he's taking all the mutants and, taking their powers. But we only get introduced to Cyclops. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can't think of Cyclops going to be in the film.
And it's weird because it means Liev Schreiber's just jumping around the world. Because he's like, I'm killing that person, and then I'm going to go get that person, but not kill him, and then come back and kill that person.
But it doesn't feel like a globe-trotting film. It's like, look, I'm in Paris. It's just I've mainly flown. This has been my film.
It's also, I get really, you know what I get sick of? Sabretooth's really into his nails. Every time he comes in, he's like, he loves tapping on everything. He goes tap, tap, tap. And if he's not tapping, he's scraping. And he's like, scrape.
I know that maybe he's an animal. It might be uncomfortable to put his nails back, but he should just put recoil your nails because they're quite gross when they're not recoiled.
He's just clearly really into like the ASMR, That's what he's doing. Every time he gets a chance, he's like, I'm going to put my nails on
Here's
something.
the thing. I was going to say he was born the wrong generation, but he literally will live forever. So he just needs to wait out another 30 years, and he's going to blow up on the ASMR boom.
The idea that if we got an X-Men Origins Sabretooth and he's just great at ASMR, that's a film.
That's a film.
That's
and
a
that
cracking
could fill
film.
2 hours.
That could do more.
When we criticize this film, it's like it's just action. That is with that much action, that could work. That could really work.
With incredible sound design as well.
Oh.
That is
You know
probably
they dropped the ball on the sound design. Can you imagine dropping the ball on the sound design on the ASMR film? What a waste.
I know. Wouldn't put it past Fox.
No.
Would you?
Well, they've been sold now, so actually it's the Walt Disney Company.
What?
Yeah.
To who?
Believe it or not, what's it called?
I wish they got sold to something random. Like A24 was like, we own Fox.
We're going to make such a slow film. We're going to make such a slow film with all your favorite with Cyclops. We've got such a slow, intimate drama. God, he's going to raise a pig on a farm. It's going to be beautiful.
That's right. He's going to raise a lamb, like in the movie Lamb.
But it's Cyclops with his lasers.
Cyclops with his lasers. Little Cyclops. And you know what? We've still kept him a lamb.
Yeah, we're not, and he's not going to take his glasses off, so there's no conflict there.
Somebody constantly just pitching A24 going, okay, but what if they're played by a lamb? It's Midsummer, but lambs.
I feel like we've just run through this film.
There's such because everything is just it's a scene after scene. Let's talk about the Kevin Durant boxing scene, which is weird.
So pointless. So pointless.
Well, but it's so
Logan
weird.
pops. He's like, "How?" The music kind of a bit like upbeat. It's like, "Yo, we be bowling," and he's like, "You know it, player. Now jump in the ring. Let's fight, huh?" Where's my goddamn wife? He's like, I'm not gonna tell ya. And then they box.
It's crazy. Will.i.am's like, he's angry at you. I know how to settle this. Puts on the gloves and it cuts to him in.
Yeah.
It's also Will.i.am said, don't call him fat. And Hugh Jackman's like, I didn't.
Yeah.
He hopped in and went, I called him bub.
Yeah.
So what's the point then?
It's crazy for them to set up the rules and then just Hugh Jackman on I made a mistake and he misheard.
And Kevin's like, I couldn't hear you, so here it is.
Such a lame way to do a boxing match. And then Wolverine cheats and puts the spikes out of him. What is this? What is this fat? Is this a character in X-Men?
I don't know.
You hope so.
Yeah. If this one's made up. It's also, I was trying to work out, is this meant to be for comedy?
God, it's dry.
But Will.i.am's like, he's big now. And you go, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's 2009. This was
But they don't actually make any jokes about it.
No.
It's just the fact that they got him into a big suit.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Is that enough in 2009?
It was.
Oh,
You know
all right.
what? It landed.
Big Mama's House had 3 films.
Here's the thing: Austin Powers was blowing up. Fat Bastard
But
was huge.
Fat Bastard works. Do you know why? Because they make him Scottish. Okay, they give him a fun accent. Kevin has no accent.
It's just too nothing. You know, if he was like, I don't know, Swedish, this would work.
Oh yeah, if he came in and he was like,
you loo.
yeah. He just does the Muppets voice from
Yeah.
Swedish Chef. That would work for
It
sure.
would work.
Hoity hoity hoity.
Get a rolling.
That would be incredible. And then Hugh Jackman would be like, I don't know what performance you're doing. I don't know why
But
we got
it's
him in this
working.
suit and why he's...
Let's tussle.
Will.i.am's like, don't bring up how Swedish he is now.
Someone doing Swedish Chef, like, oh no, I gotta bring it up. It's a big elephant in the room. Carl, this is another thing. I feel like a grandma watching the new Marvel films, because now the guy with a stick rocks up, and if the film does like that thing to the camera, like pauses, like, yeah, I'm here, and I no clue who this stick man is.
Oh, nobody did. They were like, oh, Gambit? And everybody went, I don't know. Taylor Kitsch's Gambit? Sure. The fight they have with Gambit is also useless. They go when they randomly fight. Hugh Jackman sits down and he's like, I mean you no harm, and I'm here for information. And Gambit's like, a fight's afoot. Like,
get him, stick boy. Even like Liv Schreiber is like, this is great for me because I'll meet you at the climax, and just runs away, kind of jogs. Like, I'll see you later.
I liked when Liv Schreiber killed Will.i.am. I thought it was gross that he was like, I can feel your spine.
Yeah.
And snapped it. I thought that was kind of badass.
I can feel your spine. I thought you were spineless. Great line.
Damn, it hits.
Yeah.
If the whole movie was that would work.
It's crazy Will.i.am was like, all right, I want to rock up to the film. I'm going to sell somebody some rocks in a very lizard-heavy office, and then I'm going to get my spine broken. Why did he sign up for this? He needed that Rio 2 money, though. Rio's
He was waiting for Rio 2 to come in. He's like, guys, I'm actually just here because I'm padding time for my recording booth to be opened with the new Jesse Eisenberg-led Blue movie.
These guys will... You know they're making an Ice Age 4? Yeah, this will never fucking fail.
Blue Skies will be out forever. I will bet my career on it. You won't find me on The Voice. What's the actual... When we get Gambit, this is also some of its worst writing. We even have stuff where he just resets where he is. At one stage, he's just running on the roof when he was next to...
It's just... they didn't bother. They were just like, That's the thing. I think the fast-paced action, they're like, you actually can't keep up where you're going. Yeah. And in the cinema, you're like, I
don't know how he got there. I think they probably maybe didn't even record it. It's also crazy too because Gambit's established thing is I don't want to go back to that island, and then it just cuts to him like in the airplane being like, aren't we best friends? I'm gonna help you on the island the entire time.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman gets dropped off in the middle of nowhere. It's just an evil island.
I know.
Yeah.
Just 1 Mile Island.
Nothing's cool.
I think so. If not, if not, that's me. If not, give me the credit.
It's the best writing so far.
Yep. Thank you. I would have thrived in 2009 during the strike.
So then we're at the evil island. The big villain's just like, you know what I've been doing here? It's so evil. I've been taking mutants and making my own freaky little mutant with all of them. And I had some help. And the camera pans over to Wolverine. And it's got like someone out of focus, blurry for a good 6 seconds, and you're like, wow, guys, it's a silhouette of a woman. You haven't introduced another woman.
We actually haven't seen a woman talk since she died. Like, you actually haven't spoken to a woman the entire time.
Like, it's crazy for them to be like, you figure out who. It's like, guys, it really only can be her.
Oh, the old woman from the hut? Her and her husband were swingers in on it.
I've been swinging in this island. It's hot as hell. The mutants weird. I got one that doubles. God, I've been fucked hard.
She's like, I fucked Danny Houston on the side. And that guy you blew up, he had the fastest fingers in the West. We are swingers.
And Logan's into it.
Logan's like, you could have told me.
Yeah, I was in.
I would have worn Jeremy's clothes.
I was naked. You met me naked. It's crazy we didn't just get to it.
Anyway, so we also find out she's a mutant. Her sister's there. I want to bring up something. Does her powers work?
How does it work, or why does it work?
Well, can she touch? Like, I don't think it should work through clothes. I think it should work through skin.
Yes.
But all she does is grab clothes.
Yes. I guess. Yeah, because in that case, you could just grab like the car. It's a very vague power because it seems like the film was made up for. I'm sure it's a real mutant, but it just felt like
you can say that, but and I'm sure there's somebody being like, it's in the 616 comic.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta check it out. But it's such a specific mutant power that seems like a writer was like, she can control people if she's touching them. Yes.
There's about 1 billion X-Men. I bet they didn't even look it up. They were like, I guarantee you somebody's drawn this character. Like, it can be an Easter egg in brackets. The audience will love it.
Imagine being a Marvel writer, just like, I don't know, I flick through some weird one, that's an Easter egg, and losers on the internet will find it and catalog it.
The vibe is genuinely the writers must have been chuffed when they were like, oh, Sabretooth's a real character? Crazy. Thank God.
We really thought Wolverine Sabretooth was a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
I am chuffed.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh,
Stan
wow,
Lee.
you really put in the research to find out he didn't have the metal claws for a while. Really? What a coinky dink. I was just going for it.
I really do think you could just throw, like, if you had a vague idea for a superhero, it's probably been done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be like, Curtain Man.
Oh, but that
He
was
can block shade anywhere.
I think you're talking ill on that. That's a beautiful comic. You got to read it. It's like the 7-part one. It's
A24
stunning.
produced it. A
Yeah.
lamb plays Calendar Man. Curtain
The
Man.
the lamb rips off the curtains, and Curtin has to deal with that. That's his adversity.
It's pretty beautiful.
It's pretty gorgeous.
I cried many times. Look
Willem
for it at this year's
Dafoe
Oscars.
Willem Dafoe's the lamb and the curtain.
What a performance.
And what an accent he does.
That's right. So Nordic. So heavily Nordic. Yeah, so we have this. Yeah, I don't get how her powers work. Frankly.
It's vague. But so when she stops touching, do the powers go?
Yeah, do people just go, oh yeah.
Because that's kind of the penance of it's such a loose climax.
So loose. Even at one stage, Liev Schreiber's holding her neck and is choking her, and she's like, let me go. And he's like, your powers don't work on me. Why?
Because she needs to... No, because he's got...
It's almost like she's like, it only works if I'm touching clothes.
Oh, no, my hands are raw. Why are you naked? Oh, God. Because then the villain at the end, which is such a nothing climax, she touches his leg and goes, you're going to walk until you bleed. And then he just goes, walk. And can he just not... After they've stopped touching, stop?
I don't think it'd be for long. They're on an island.
I think it'd wear off.
I reckon he probably walked half a mile and then he was like, sure. Better go back and make sure she's dead.
Yeah, what a crazy way to end it. Just like, because he must be is he Brian Cox then?
Yeah.
Okay. So he obviously stopped walking.
Don't worry, there's not like a whole thing where in that movie, for some reason, he's like, I hurt my feet one time. Like, it doesn't pay off. They're not setting up something they've already written.
Wait, so he's just... So he just... Does he just walk away?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy because she's like, I won't stoop to your level. It's like, babe, you're dying. Stoop to his level and kill him.
He had a gun in your face. At least maim him a little bit.
Crazy, his big plan is to be like, I can't kill the Wolverine, but I'm just going to erase his memories via bullet.
Yeah.
That doesn't check out.
Isn't this such a... Like, we need to reset... We need to film out Wolverine's origin... And we need it to be pretty much him reset at the end of the movie. And we got that. Every time they kept loading these bullets with the magical metal, insane.
It's funny because they've actually got their own... The fact that the first X-Men opens with Wolverine having amnesia means they've got a self-built-in thing to say, anything we do doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They could make a trilogy out of the life he has lived pre-meeting the X-Men.
Yes.
It's nuts they fumble it this bad. Like, fucking nuts. They do. I think they do some fun stuff in the Wolverine when he's in Japan and he's at the Hiroshima. I think they do some fun stuff there, integrating him into...
Like all World War fun stuff?
Integrating him into some stuff. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
So, it's a shame they don't do more almost like vignette.
Yeah, just do something interesting. We're
The
fine.
man's lived a life.
God, it is. It just sort of ends. It's really...
My partner watched it with me and he was shocked that it ended.
I can't believe this climax happens. Like, they're on top of a nuclear reactor, but then Liv Schreiber's like, let bygones be bygones. Let's just call it a day, huh? And the villain just walks away, and then...
They fight Deadpool. It's funny when he's like, I'm creating a Deadpool, and we're meant to know what that means in context.
Yeah.
If that character wasn't called Deadpool and was, say, called, like, Wooden Desk, that line would be, I'm creating Wooden Desk.
But it would be very threatening, wouldn't it? Wooden Desk? What the hell's he got on his sleeve?
Encompasses all...
Or on his drawer.
It is also funny, too, because now I don't know if you know it's a big thing in the geek space. Well, I shouldn't say.
They're down the geeks, like, they're losers.
You probably know it's like a thing in superhero genre.
Yeah.
That it is a famous thing that they sewed his mouth shut. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
And everybody was just like, Deadpool's whole thing is that
he's
talks.
Chatty, yeah.
And you removed that aspect from him.
What is... So... I thought Deadpool had always been quite meta. What are they doing here? Do they just not believe that they're a meta comic? They were like, this is a big character, but we can't do the meta things. Let's just do, like, he's just...
Because his comments are kind of meta, but not breaking the fourth wall, but just being like, all of your powers are weird.
Yes.
Like,
in the comics, he's not like...
No, in the comics, he breaks the fourth wall.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
Here, it's like he's just being a funny guy that points out their superheroes.
Yes.
Like, that was him in the elevator. Like, he was fast talking and stuff.
Yes.
So just imagine... Because have you seen any of the Deadpools?
I've seen the first 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah, because they make so many references to this film.
Yeah.
Like, even if you remember at the end of the second one, he shoots this version of himself.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. That is very... Yeah.
And it's the same with, I think, when he's getting pulled away and he's like, don't make my suit green or CGI and don't sew my mouth shut. And stuff like that. So, this was like a big... It is a very easy thing in this movie to point to and go, they don't get what they're doing, considering they took a famous character and removed the thing that makes him interesting.
Yes. I guess they were just must have been like, hey, we can't break the fourth wall. It's 2009.
But it also wouldn't...
And then in 6 years' time, irony was hit the scene. It was huge.
I do think you are put in a hard spot of just being like, if he's not the lead, I don't know how you can have him break the fourth wall.
No, you can't.
And so it just goes, what's the point of even having put this character in the movie?
Oh, totally. But you know exactly which one's the highest selling like comic. You go, well, it's third Deadpool.
Yeah.
You gotta go,
who
well,
haven't we done in any of our 3 prior X-Men movies?
Yes.
Deadpool, great. He put him in and sew his mouth shut.
Yeah. It's, you know what, kind of great writing.
Yeah. The other thing that I also love in this climax is this also looks like a reshoot is de-aged Patrick Stewart coming and staring at like 11 kids and they all run into each other's green screens.
Yes.
And Gambit's there being like, what can you do? Say lovey.
It is such a hideous little one, isn't it? God. Patrick Stewart in this one, he's in the 70s. So wait, when was this one set? 1970?
This is 1979.
And when's Days... So this is 10 years. Goodness. James McAvoy really... took a tumble.
I don't think you can look at this and go, this is canon. And I mean, I get they probably are like, they want you to think that way.
But I think even the franchise were like, don't worry about that one.
Yeah.
Just don't worry.
They do a thing in Days of Future Past, which is, I think they reset this entire thing.
Gotcha. Makes
Like-
sense.
like, 'cause
it's
think-
it's an annoyance to have in the franchise.
Yeah. So this whole adventure, I don't think even happens.
So fair. It felt that. Once I finished the movie, I went, I don't think I count that as a film.
No, you couldn't.
No.
You simply couldn't.
It was just him, it's just him doing his errands.
All of the villains walked away, and he's like, I don't know who I am. And Gambit's like, do you want me to help you? And he's like, no, I'll stay on this island. I'll stay on this mile island with all these dead bodies and just see where that gets me.
It feels like a lazy connected tissue to connect 2 films, but they were like, let's make it a whole film, and it just asks less questions.
Yeah. Oscar, who would watch X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Carl, I gotta tell you, it's not for the Wolverine fans. I don't think so. I really don't know who. I think
What a shock!
Yeah, but I think if you're going down the whole series, I've not seen them. This one feels skippable. Is anything
For sure.
is anything gained from this one? Like really, like any plot points or anything?
I don't think you gain any new knowledge about Wolverine's character that isn't just covered in X2.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think the only thing this film has to offer, if you like the scene where Wolverine goes out the bath, that's good. I think that's all this film's good for.
Yeah. I think it's
Just kind of putting that on screen.
for people who just would like to see some more Hugh. He's
It feels like a DLC, doesn't it?
It
Just like,
does.
here's a bit more Hugh.
It's not required viewing, and if you just really like Hugh Jackman in the role, here's another... the movie's only an hour and 40 minutes without credits.
Yeah.
It's barely anything occurs. So it's just, if you want to see a little bit
And
more
Hugh's
Hugh...
in every scene. Then
Yeah.
they're never with Hugh.
The only thing that's sort of nice about this is it's sort of cute that him and Ryan Reynolds met.
Yeah, I think that's fun.
I think
a
that's
bit
nice.
cheeky. That is cheeky. I guess they would have been the same. What's that? 10, 15 years ago. Goodness.
And Hugh would have been like, wow, this role
This
sucks
cat-
for you, and your career is probably going to die. Like, you're not going to get to be Deadpool.
Yeah. It's crazy that, cause I feel like I've heard Ryan Reynolds has been like, I've always wanted to play this character. And he must have been like, buddy, what a wasted dream, huh?
Yeah.
This sewed your mouth shut, didn't we? Whoopsie-doopsie. Do they reference this in the third one? Is this like a whole thing?
I think they do a vague one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is only for if you want to see really where Deadpool started. I think you might get a bit of a kick out of being like, wow, this is bad.
I guess I was kind of enthralled. Do you remember, like, in Phantom, one of the Star Warses? Oh, sorry, Rogue One. I guess they're like, hey, remember that? It's crazy they had a spaceport on the Death Star, and the film was like, well, fuck you. How about this? How about we do 2 hours spend and really talk you down why we had that? I guess this film is that if you were like, how did he get his metal claws? I guess it doesn't do as much of a good explanation. But if you like over-explaining things, this film's for you.
Yeah. It's wild that they did a whole movie about one plot hole.
But it was such a niggly, like, just like, why would that blow up the Death Star? And I bet who's the director of it? Someone
Gareth
great.
Edwards.
Yeah, just like, fuck you. We're gonna nail why this happened.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Imagine being like telling some time traveling and people are coming out being like, that's a massive plot hole. Just being like, don't worry, they'll cover that in 40 years time. You'll be happy.
You'll be so happy. It'll be such fuck you, okay? Fuck you. We're gonna fucking over-explain it so well. Keep your butt seated, bitch. Well, next week, Mulan 2.
People love a Disney sequel.
People love Mulan. And I assume the second, because it's two. If it was Mulan Origins, I'd say no. But this is the second.
Disney Origins, Mulan 2.
I hear Mulan 2 is kind of the Wolverine 2 of the Mulan universe.
More of Mushu.
More of the Emperor? More of the Hun, though.
A lot more Han.
Hun.
Join us, huh?
Hun?